Macca, we're going to reflect on the game in a minute, but first, can you just give me an update on Carlo after that sending off? It looked a nasty one.
Yeah, he's obviously taken a big hit there, and there's a massive bag of ice on his ankle, and it's looking a little bit discoloured. So yeah, we'll obviously have to assess it properly once the swelling's gone down. So it's a worry for us, and he gets that kind of challenge because he goes in so honest. Literally seconds before, he goes in so strong in an honest challenge and shows the guy up, and his reaction is to get up and then put in such a horrendous tackle, and unfortunately that's part and parcel of some players' makeup, and we feel for Carlo because he was again excellent, really brave to get on the ball, but also making those big challenges that you see week in week out. The amount of times he regains possession for us and gets us ticking. Hopefully the swelling goes down and it's not as bad as it could be, because that did look horrific.
Thoughts on the game then? It felt like a derby tonight, even though technically it wasn't. First night under the lights at Bolitho, not the best of starts.
No. Like I've got to say, like the atmosphere was fantastic. The players, the supporters here, and both dugouts made it a really kind of high intensity fixture, and they kind of came at us a little bit. Obviously aware that we like to play out from back, and they gave us a little bit of a press. And early on in the game, because we were good with the ball, they dropped off and we earned our space a little bit. And for reasons I can't explain, we kind of revert every now and then to playing the ball into players that number one don't need to be in those areas. We've worked on this plenty of times. They don't need to be in those areas, and number two, we don't need to play the ball into those players. If a player's dropping into that area and he's heavily marked, that's dragging players out for us to go and play into other areas. And again, it just comes down to choices, decision making. There was other options for the player on the ball when we're playing out, but for whatever reason, there's a choice that's made, and we're punished, and that gives them confidence and energy and desire to go and get the second. I think if we don't give away that first goal, that second goal doesn't happen. We just spoke about the importance of being reliable, playing our position, playing our roles, and executing it to the best of our ability. I thought Rio was fantastic in their half, and it was just him today that unfortunately was the one who dropped in when we already got two kind of pivot players, and it didn't need to happen. And he's distraught, but we've got to kind of like explain to him that the areas that we want him to play in, he's doing really well. And one of the main reasons I had to bring him off this was because of his yellow card and the way that the game was. We knew that it was going to be a frantic finish of the game and high energy. So yeah, we needed to kind of like take that risk out of the equation, and I thought that Hawley came on and picked up the baton and was fantastic with his energy and again took the game to them. So again, a solid performance, but we can't keep giving ourselves a mountain to climb. Going 2 goals down in a game like this with an opposition that are love doing the tough parts of football, the ugly parts to a certain extent, like blocks, challenges, disrupting play and causing problems in that way, disrupting our rhythm. We can't afford to do that, and credit to the lads in terms of how they got themselves in that position and then managed to get themselves out of it. But I feel that last 10 minutes, it's 2 points dropped. We should be able to move the ball better. We should be able to make the extra man count a lot better, and again it'll come back to decision making. Players at sometimes making choices that, for whatever reason, wrong choices, were the better options on, and something that we know we're really good at is switching play and creating 2v1s in those areas. But even when we switch play really quickly, the combinations weren't clean. We didn't capitalise in those moments, and that for me is a hard thing to accept, really. And I've said that to the lads, that we can't keep coming in here and saying that we were unlucky, because tonight we weren't unlucky. We were just poor with our decision making, and we have to be better in that regard. And it starts kind of tomorrow morning with our mindset and our approach to recovery, and also the players doing a little bit of work on Thursday before we have another fixture here against an opposition that will probably do something similar to what Taunton did in the latter stages, kind of park the bus a little bit, kind of sit in front of their box, protect, and we'll have to break it down without leaving ourselves open on the counter. So there's lots of things for us to work on, lots of things to learn from, but we've got to learn quickly because we need to pick up points, and I'm not prepared to accept the fact that we're not okay with picking up a point today. That should be 3 points for us, and no disrespect, the opposition were resilient, hard-working, brave, clever. You know, all the kind of like the niggles and the gamesmanship was there for everyone to see. But you know, that's part and parcel of the game, and we just have to be better in those key moments to capitalise and punish our opposition a little bit more.
It is frustrating, and you said it yourself. But in amongst it, there were two fantastic goals. Ryan Brett shown what he can do, and Mikey, whenever he's in that position, he always seems to find a bit of magic. Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, you mentioned it. The British strikes are magnificent. He's a technically gifted player, and I think the only kind of sad thing about it is that's the way we score our goals. We'd never get the ones where it bobbles off three people's shins and it's an own goal. And I can't wait to see the goal that was chalked off. I can't wait to see that back, because I think it's an own goal and potentially could have stood. But yeah, we tend to have to score the ones that are perfect goals or wonder strikes, rather than someone giving us a ball on the edge of their box or us intercepting it and, you know, or three deflections and it goes in off the post. So I do believe that through better choices and through more effort in the right way, we'll get rewarded with such things. But we have to make it happen. We can't hope it's going to happen.
On to Saturday, Macca. Thank you.
No problem. Thanks for your time.